Hello there, Louise. I'm glad that you replied to my email and you have some questions, and I'm glad you're interested. Okay, I've taken the time out to make you a video. It should go. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. It'll probably go for around about 15 minutes, but there will be a lot of good stuff in here to show you. I'm going to show you a lot of keywords, how the whole internet marketing thing works, how Google works, how the competition works, and so forth. So there's a lot in here, but it'll be worth watching. Okay, so looking at your website, it looks beautiful, it's all good, and the most important thing is that it's mobile friendly, which is great. Um, and there are a lot of other important factors. Okay, these aren't my words. I'm going to show you what Google says and so forth. First of all, it starts with look, catering. We've noticed that, well, I think it's a great business, and there's some opportunities in there by doing my research, and I'll show you those. But I'll show you how important the first thing is, which was having a mobile friendly website, which is great. The second one here is content. Content obviously means words. You know, the more words that you have, the keywords in here, then Google knows what you're about. So these are all very important factors here. And when I say content on a homepage, it should be over 1,000 words. Okay, so then Google knows what you're marketing, which is, specialist catering, cooking classes, like you mentioned, paella, all these things. They need to be in the website and they need to be optimized. So another good thing too is we're here in Sydney. I'm in Kellyville, and most of my clients are in Sydney. A few in Melbourne, a few overseas, but we're local, and we have a face, and more than happy to meet up as well. So we're not from India or anywhere else. We're right here in Kellyville in Sydney. This is us here, and that's me there, the happy guy. Okay, so that's us here. These are some businesses that we've worked for, um, and so forth. So going back to your website, first thing I would do is put a home page. When people land, it's good for Google to pick up what you're about, which all the words should be from here onwards. Um, so that way Google knows exactly what you're about. So there's a few things that you can do on your website. And another thing I would suggest to do is to put a click to call number. Let me just show you. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some proof. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and just show you some examples. Okay, I've been working with this guy just for a couple of weeks, Garage Door Repairs North Shore. Um, I had to type in North Shore because I'm not in the North Shore, I'm in Kellyville. But if somebody's in the North Shore, they wouldn't need to type that. And just by working with him for a couple of weeks, I'm already up here in the Google map listing. This is really important to be in here. Now, these ones here are Google AdWords. We do these as well. That's advertising, so you can pay to be number one. It is tricky. It's time consuming. It's fiddly. It can get really expensive and out of control if you don't do it correctly. So number one here already. I'll just show you the website. Bear with me for a second. Okay, so that's us here. That's what we do, and as you can see here, most searches are on mobile these days. So if somebody wants to click, they can just click to call or fill out a form straight away. It's very easy for them to do that, and there are click to calls everywhere. Okay, so that's that. I'll get rid of that. I'm just going to show you some proof here, just so you can see what we've done before. Okay, so the number one keyword as opposed to catering would be fencing. So if somebody's looking to get a timber fence or a steel fence or a pool fence, well, they would type in fencing. I put the North Shore in here. I had to do that because I'm not in the North Shore. So you've got one ad here, and this is called the Google Map Pack, which is the way you do this is you've got to set it up with Google properly and then do a whole bunch of citations. Don't want to bore you with that. And you've got to do about 100. You've got to list your business with all the directories. And that way, when somebody's in the northern beaches in Mona Vale or wherever at Manly, Google will show the most relevant results that are nearby in the North Shore. As you can see, North Shore brush fencing, North Shore fencing and gates. That's me there. So I'll just open up my website. I'll show you that that's mine. And then you've got the organic SEO. This is where you need to be. This is where all the customers click up here. So you can see this guy here is number one. He's been there for a long time. He's probably been there for 10 years. I've only been with this for about 3 months and I'm already up here. Forget the yellow pages. If people are looking for real business, they're going to click on the real businesses. So I'm going to show you that that's my website again. Okay, I'm going to open these up. That's me there. And as you can see here again, click to call, instant quote. And just to prove to you that that is my site, as you can see, all the sites are beautiful, easy to get in touch. And that's me there, Leo Levitas. Okay, I'll close that. And there I am again. So, number one up here for a fencing company in the North Shore, and number two here. And this is generating about 75 phone calls a month, which is more than my fencing guy can possibly take on. All right, I'll get away from the boring stuff. Now we'll look at catering. Flavors seems to be number one everywhere. This company here. There's party catering. There's so many keywords. I can show you some of the other websites that we've worked with as well. This is a limo hire in Melbourne. That's a keyword. Google's showing me what people would be typing in Melbourne. When you see that, that's what people are typing. And there we are here. We're number two there. That's generating around about 2,300 visitors to this website, which is a lot. You know, there's no more to be done with this website. They can't handle any more work. Okay, so I've shown you that. Now I'm going to get to the good stuff. Okay, so looking at your website, I've put it into my tools over here. Bear with me for a moment. This is you over here. Okay, food stuff. So these are one of the tools that I use, and it shows me all the keywords that you're optimized for, how your rankings are doing, where you're at, and so forth. Okay, so the good thing is you've optimized here for 196 keywords. That's really good. And traffic, you're getting around about 200 customers a month coming to your website, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. You can definitely increase that. And it shows me here, these are the keywords, and that's the position you are in Google for those keywords. And this shows me how many people are searching. Okay, so you're optimized for your business name, food stuff, of course, but the main keywords here would be paella catering. Okay, so you're number four for that. That's fantastic. Catering Northern Beaches, you're number four. That's really good. To become number one, which is where you should be, is doable. That'll take a little bit of time and a little bit of work. That's a good keyword there, paella catering in Sydney, and the volume of people searching for that is 210 a month. That's the same, Northern Beaches catering, it's just the other way around. And there's some other keywords here that are really good. Cooking classes in the Northern Beaches, you're number three. The volume search for that is not big, but if you were to capitalize, if you were to be number one instead of number three, you could take those 30 searches a month. I'll just scroll down here. Spit roast catering, that's a good keyword. You're number 11. You can capitalize on that. Paella hire, that's a good one. Not too many searches for that. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you can do here. Okay, now I'm going to look at the number one competitor to show you what they're doing and what we could do to outrank them. Keep in mind, these guys have been in business for a while. They've done a lot of work, and it does take time. So I just like to be honest and upfront with people. Not like other people say, look, we'll get you on page one and blah, blah, blah. It all takes, obviously, time, patience, time, and a lot of work. But this is what we specialize in. Okay, now if we compare his to yours, you're at around, let's say, about 200 keywords, and the traffic, which means how many people are coming to your website, is 177. We'll look at the number one competitor. He's optimized for 1,700 keywords, and he's going, wow, look at that. 3,800 people coming to his website. He's massive. So that's the number one keyword there, catering Sydney. You can see 2,400 people a month. Catering, 3,000. 600 people a month. There's a lot of money sitting on the table here, a lot of opportunities, and a lot of keywords that you can go after. He's optimized for some good ones here. Office catering, number one. Baby shower catering, number one. Sydney Catering Company's number one. Christmas catering, baby shower catering, and the list goes on. So there's a lot of opportunities for keywords that you can optimize and cater for. So what I've also done here is I've looked at the number one guy in the Northern Beaches. And how do I do that? I've got another Google tool here that shows me if I put the search term in here, catering, and the location, it's as though I'm searching from the Northern Beaches. So I've programmed that to show me the Northern Beaches. I've put in catering, and in here you'll see the people that are advertising. They're all advertising, and then it's going to show me the Google map listing, which is somewhere that you want to be, and you're not. So I could see there's opportunities here because I've typed in Northern Beaches, and look at this. Okay, so Flavors Catering, the number one guy, the number one in Sydney, all over Sydney, and the Northern Beaches. So these are the people that we want to beat here. Okay, and with a bit of patience and a bit of time, this could work. Okay, my video's at 11 minutes now. Let me try to wrap this up. Okay, so this is an example of a good website here. A lot of keywords. A lot of keywords in here. They're mentioning the suburbs, which is a good thing to do. A lot of content in here, unique content. It's very important. Google doesn't want any duplicate or copying. That's very important. But I believe that we can beat these guys based purely on the fact that they probably have 300 words on their homepage. Okay, they've optimized here for private parties, special events, weddings, boardroom. This is what you need up here. You need all the keywords and pages for each and every service that you have. That way, if I was to type in Google boardroom catering, then Google will know that there's a page on boardroom catering and so forth. So these are a lot of things that need to be done with your website and optimizing for those keywords. Now, how do we optimize for those keywords? Okay, it's a boring technical term, but the way it works is this. It's like a presidential campaign. The more popular you are, the more Google will trust you and push you up in terms of your rankings. Now, it's called backlinking. You basically get other famous businesses and websites to link back to you. That means in Google's eyes, you look like a popular website. There's a lot of things you do. You do blog posting, you get it up on blogs, you generate influential sites, which will go back to your website, and all of a sudden you start ranking. Now, this guy here has a total of 997 backlinks. I'll just show you how many you have. Just bear with me for a second. We'll let this load up. Okay, you've done a little bit of work. You have 4. Okay, no follow. They're lost. 100% of your links are text, which is good. You've done the right thing here. This is pretty good. But as you can see, that's the difference there, that you have 4 backlinks and this guy has 1,000. And therefore, that's why he's getting all the traffic. We don't have to beat this guy, of course not. But we can take some of the keywords that you want to optimize for, which would be paella, cooking classes, and so forth. And we can eventually rank for those particular keywords in the Northern Beaches. We don't have to take the whole of Sydney. You probably don't want all of Sydney. I'm not too sure how much you want to grow. But we can talk about all these things. And this is how it's all done here. So he's got, 55 different websites referring him. His domain score is only 11. Trust score's 13. That's okay, closer to 20 is better. So he's got some average links in there and some really good ones. But nothing to pick about this guy. He's done a really good job. And your trust score is 0. So there's a little bit of work that needs to be done here. You got 4 links from 4 different websites. Um, so there it is. There's a whole lot of stuff here. In regards to my website, the Northern Beaches, I just want to show you here the proof. I love to show people proof. Um, if you remember that Northern Beaches website, North Shore website, I'll just open this up again. Where was it? I closed it, didn't I? Yeah, fencing. Let me just open that again. Okay, North Shore Fencing and Gates. That's this website, and I'll just show you the tracking. So I'll go to Services, and that's it there, North Shore Fencing. This is my tracking, and I'll show you the reporting to show you how many phone calls this website's generating. Um, okay, before they started with me, they were down here, nowhere to be found. I started with them in May. By June, got them up to here. And at the moment now, in the month of October, look at that, 75 phone calls. That's massive. For a fencing company, he closes 30% of those. That's 15, 20 jobs a month, more than he can possibly handle. He can't grow, it's just a type of business. He would have to put on a lot more staff, which is difficult, and their list of all the phone calls. So that's pretty much it for now. I mean, I can go on for another 2 hours, but we don't do that. And I hope you enjoyed everything here, Louise. Look, I'm sending this actual video to another 10. Um, so that's me here. I'm contactable. And just to let you know also that, uh, look, we've done a lot of research and we know there's an opportunity here for catering. There's gaps everywhere in the northern beaches, in the North Shore, in Sydney for particular keywords. There's some competitors in there that we believe that we can beat, and we will beat because that's what we do. We don't have to be number one for every keyword, like flavors catering. That's not important. So just letting you know, I'm sending this video out to 10 other catering companies because they've all shown interest like yourself. But please keep in mind that we can only work with one. So whether it's you or someone else, we can only work with one because it's impossible to work with 10 caterings and get them number one for those keywords. So looking at your website, we'd love to work with you. Let's talk.